Late show stage glowed in deep blues and reds, the New York skyline twinkling on the backdrop. Stephen Colbert strutted out, beaming at the roaring crowd, ready to introduce the night's biggest guest, Elon Musk. He's the man who wants to colonize Mars, build a brain-computer interface, and occasionally tank his own company's stock on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk. The audience erupted as Elon stepped out, hands in pockets, looking more like he'd wandered in from a tech lab than a talk show. Colbert began with a playful jab. So Elon, how's it feel to be the wealthiest man alive who still dresses like he's going to Home Depot? Musk smirked, but didn't laugh. Better than being the guy who makes millions telling jokes that aren't funny. The crowd froze for half a second before nervously laughing. Colbert leaned back, masking his surprise with a grin. Okay, starting strong, I like that. He tried to shift gears, asking about Tesla's latest sales numbers, but Musk steered the conversation somewhere else entirely. Why don't we talk about how your network spins narratives to make sure certain voices never get heard? Colbert blinked. We're a comedy show. Musk leaned in. Comedy? Points. That's not comedy, that's marketing. The audience let out a collective "oh," and the tension tightened. Colbert chuckled, but his eyes flicked toward the control room, the silent signal of keep it moving. Trying to regain control. Colbert pulled up a pre-planned video clip of a SpaceX rocket launch. Now this is cool, he said, smiling wide. This is the stuff people love you for. Musk didn't even glance at the screen. People love me because I tell the truth, not because I play along with media theater. Colbert sighed. Elon, if you wanted to rant about the media, you could have stayed home and done it on X. Musk's response was quick and sharp. I came here to say it where it's most uncomfortable. The crowd roared, split between cheers and boos. The exchange grew sharper with every sentence. Colbert pressed, so you think you're some kind of truth crusader? Musk replied, I think you're proof that truth doesn't survive in late-night TV. You'd rather cut to a sketch than let people hear something real. Colbert's grin faltered. Or maybe I just don't think billionaires should come on my show and lecture my audience. Musk tilted his head. Then maybe you shouldn't invite me if you're afraid of what I'll say. The audience reacted with a mix of shock and applause. At this point, Colbert's team was scrambling. A producer stood just off camera, gesturing frantically to wrap the segment. But Colbert decided to push one more time. All right, Elon, I'll bite. What's the one truth you think I'm hiding from my audience? Musk smiled faintly. That the people running your network care more about advertisers than viewers. That's why the jokes always punch down on the powerless and never up at the people funding you. Gasps shot through the crowd. Colbert's face stiffened. Okay, he said. I think we're done here. The band started playing, but Musk stayed seated. You can cut to commercial, Stephen, but you can't cut reality. You're just proving my point. Colbert, clearly irritated now, said, Into the camera. We'll be right back with someone who's still willing to have fun on this show. The crowd laughed nervously. Two stagehands approached Musk, but he waved them off. I can find my own way out, he muttered, standing and removing his mic. As Musk walked off, he turned back toward the audience. Think for yourselves. Don't let a laugh track decide what you believe. The crowd reacted wildly, some cheering, some booing, all on their feet. Colbert tried to regain the mood with a sarcastic, Thanks for visiting, Mr. Sunshine, but the moment had already burned itself into late-night history. Within minutes. Clips from the confrontation were flooding social media. #Musk vs Colbert, #Late-Night Showdown, and #Cut to Commercial shot into the trending list. Fans debated whether Musk had just exposed late-night TV as fake, or whether he'd been a rude guest looking for attention. Memes popped up instantly, one showing Colbert sweating under the lights, another with Musk walking out under the caption, Mission to Mars, aborted. The official Late Show YouTube channel posted a heavily edited version of the segment, trimming Musk's accusations and cutting straight from his rocket clip to the commercial break. But the uncut backstage cell phone footage showing Musk refusing to sign a release form and Colbert telling producers, I want him out, leaked within hours. The raw version only fueled the frenzy. By the next morning, news outlets worldwide were running the story. Colbert's supporters claimed Musk had ambushed the show for publicity. Musk's fans declared he'd shattered the media bubble. When asked on X if he'd ever return to The Late Show, Musk replied simply, "Only if I get to ask the questions." The comment racked up millions of likes, and whispers began that Colbert might respond and air. One thing was certain, the feud between late night's most political host and the world's most unpredictable billionaire had only just begun. 2 days after the Colbert showdown, Elon Musk appeared on the Lex Fridman podcast. The contrast was stark. No flashy lights, no live audience, just 2 chairs, a dark studio, and Lex's calm, curious tone. Elon Lex began, "The internet's been on fire since your appearance on The Late Show. People are saying the real story isn't what we saw on TV. What happened backstage?" Musk leaned back, exhaling. The second we cut to commercial, Stephen stood up, came over and told me I was out of line for bringing up advertisers. I told him the audience deserved honesty, not filtered jokes. That's when he got, let's just say, animated. Lex tilted his head, intrigued. "Animated how?" Musk smirked. "Let's just say I've seen calmer rocket explosions." He continued. "A producer came up and said, 'We'll edit this to make it cleaner.' I told them if they cut anything important, I'd post my own unedited version." That's when Colbert snapped, "We're not here to be your life." Lex chuckled, and he doesn't like when people don't play along. Lex leaned forward. "Did you expect this to happen when you went on the show?" Musk shook his head. "I knew there might be friction. I didn't expect to get kicked off. My plan was to push for a real conversation, not just a list of pre-approved questions." Lex's voice was low and deliberate, but that's not how late-night TV works. Musk smiled faintly. And that's the problem. As the conversation deepened, Musk revealed that his PR team had received an email from CBS before the appearance, outlining preferred topics and tone guidelines. "They wanted me to stick to talking about Mars, electric cars, and a couple of light jokes," Musk said. "Anything about media bias, corporate influence, or politics was not recommended." "I didn't sign that agreement," Lex raised. "An eyebrow? And they still had you on?" Musk shrugged. "I guess they thought they could steer me." "They were wrong," Lex asked. "So what happened after you left the stage?" Musk paused for a moment, then said, "A security guy followed me all the way to the elevator, like I was going to storm back in. One of the crew slipped me a note with a phone number and wrote, 'We have the footage.'" Lex's eyes widened. "You mean the uncut version?" Musk grinned. "Exactly. I have it now." The moment Lex heard that, he pressed further. "Are you going to release it?" Musk's answer was deliberate. "If they lie about what happened, yes. It's straight. Unlikely I'll leave it, but I'm not bluffing." The internet would later explode over this line, with hashtag release the tape trending for days. Musk's confident smirk during that moment became a meme within hours. Lex, always composed, finally asked, "What's the big takeaway from all this?" Musk didn't hesitate. That people need to see how controlled entertainment really is. Colbert's not a bad guy, but he's a hostage to the system. Every joke, every question, every spontaneous laugh, it's all curated to protect certain interests. Lex nodded slowly. "So this isn't personal?" Musk gave a half smile. "It's personal now." As the podcast continued, Lex played a short leaked audio clip from backstage muffled voices, but clear enough to catch Colbert saying, "Get him out," before he says something that gets us sued. Musk listened silently, then said, "That's what fear sounds like." The clip spread online before the podcast even ended, igniting a firestorm. Fans demanded CBS release the full, unedited segment by the next morning. Multiple news outlets were running with headlines like "Musk threatens to release Colbert backstage footage," and hashtag "release the tape" goes viral. CBS issued a brief statement claiming the show edited for time, not content, but that only made things worse. People began speculating about what else had been cut and whether other guests had faced similar treatment. That night, Colbert addressed the controversy on his show. Smiling tightly into the camera, he said, "Last time Elon Musk was here, we had a spirited discussion. I wish him well on Mars. Hopefully he stays there." The crowd laughed, but the tension was unmistakable. Back on X, Musk responded, "Instantly, Mars has free speech. See you soon, Stephen. And just like that, the feud between the late-night king and the world's most unpredictable billionaire was far from over.